Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to episode 6 talking about mania and how it impacts friendships. Sometimes without meaning to, it can strain or even break these types of connections. As my previous videos have mentioned, mania changes the pace of our inner world, so if you want to find out how, please check out episode 1. Now, those of us who have bipolar disorder can make great friends because a lot of us are intuitive, loyal, caring, and empathetic. But I wanted to come on here and share a personal experience about how mania can indeed impact a friendship in an unexpected way. Now, last spring, I connected with an old friend, unfortunately now a former friend. Things were going well, we were catching up with each other, having chats over the phone, it was lovely. Then after our last chat, the person said they were going to call it the following week, and much like a sitcom cliche, they never did. Now, for the average person, this would have been confusing, maybe a bit disappointing. Maybe a phone call would have been made to make sure all was well, and that's probably where the interaction would have ended. Well, I did call to ensure everything was okay, but there was no answer, and here's where everything went sideways. At the time, a manic episode was creeping up on me without me feeling it, so unfortunately, I couldn't nip it in the bud as I would if I did feel it coming on, so this whole friend situation acted as a major trigger. Instead of shrugging the whole thing off, my brain spiraled. I started to worry that maybe something serious happened to my friend, perhaps an accident or worse. Then that worry morphed into fear and paranoia. The main question needing answering was, why didn't they call? Then others crept up. Why would they ghost me? Did I do or say something hurtful or offensive? I began picking apart every single interaction and conversation we had since reconnecting. You see, mania amplifies anxiety by taking one thing and ruminating over it endlessly. My mind became locked in a loop of asking a question it was receiving an answer to. The silence felt deafening and overwhelming. I reached out again and again and again via different methods. My brain kept insisting to keep trying and not to give up. It was utter torture. I sent multiple emails over the course of months, trying desperately to understand what went wrong. Each time there was no response. It felt like a fresh rejection every time, and this just pushed me into deeper feelings of worthlessness and anxiety. During this time, insomnia obviously had its hold over me, and I would lie awake for hours, my mind racing through those initial questions, like rewinding scenes in a movie. My self-worth completely eroded. I experienced manic blackouts, much like a drunken blackout, where during manic episodes, a person may experience thoughts, engage in behaviors or actions that have little to no memory whatsoever of what they did. In this case, there were several emails that were completely nonsensical or even outright inappropriate that were sent to my friend, of which I had no recollection at all. They were not in my usual voice or writing style, and when I did finally remember what I did, I felt embarrassment, guilt, and shame. This manic episode lasted 7 months. Months of emotional exhaustion tied to the one question that to this day I still haven't received the answer to. I was never given the opportunity to explain or defend myself. I tried, but for understandable reasons I don't blame my former friend for, I believe I was blocked. And the hardest part, I was and still am deeply empathetic to their personal struggle with mental health issues and lending a listening ear because I understand what it feels like to have a disorder not within one's control. But I realized after the entire situation that not everyone's going to have the same level of empathy for my disorder, and that's why I'm sharing this experience. I hope these videos will help viewers understand the reality for many of us with bipolar disorder, how mania works, how it warps perception, and why a lack of response can feel like a crisis when we're in this state. Friendships can break under the weight of misunderstanding, silence, or fear because mania changes how we communicate and how we interpret the world. And we know people simply just don't know what to do around that energy. When friends do disappear without a trace or an explanation, we're left trying to piece together the emotional aftermath, and it's incredibly disorienting. So just for a rule of thumb, please don't ghost people. It's unkind. Honesty and clarity are the mature and best ways to go about cutting communication off with someone. It may be difficult in the moment, but I know in my case, it would have prevented unnecessarily hurt feelings and maybe could have avoided my manic episode altogether. But here's the truth. Understanding this isn't about blaming others or ourselves. It's about naming what happens. It's about building awareness so that maybe next time as copers, we can recognize the signs earlier, ground ourselves sooner, and protect our mental health before it spirals. It's also a reminder that even if mania does sever a friendship, it doesn't define our worth or make us unlovable. It simply means we deserve a little extra TLC from people who are simply better, period. We should not accept anything less than what we truly deserve simply because we have a mental illness. Our tribe is out there. So I hope this has provided some insight on how mania can impact friendships. In the next episode, we will discuss what someone can do when their friend is manic. So watch out for that. Thank you so much and take care. Bye guys.